Let's talk AFL trade. It's that time of year when headlines fly, rumours swell, and AFL players hang in the balance. But what really goes on behind the closed doors of the AFL trade period? Today I'm joined by Winston Rous from Phoenix Management, who's been managing AFL players for over 15 years and who is just about to embark on a hectic 10 days of trade period. Okay, let's start with the big question. What actually happens in the lead up to the trade period, and do deals start well before the official window commences?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of preparation that comes in it, and sometimes it happens as late as the week before trade period. Other deals are in the works from years out, including like whether it's a player drafted and a club monitors it for 2 years. They're engaged with the agent in constant communication over that period. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it changes with each situation.
How much influence does a player really have during the trade process, and do they ever push for trades themselves?
I think more and more we're seeing players wanting to get involved in their own trades, especially as what we're seeing at the moment. It's quite vocal. It is often pushed by the player to the agent, and then the agent's ability to understand the likelihood of a trade getting done, being able to look after the club seeking the opportunities and put that forward to a player.
So what's the role of an agent in negotiations during the trade period, and how do you personally deal with the difficult times?
Look, sometimes the clubs call on us to be the middleman. I look at a situation last year where a trade got done and the two clubs actually didn't speak on the last day of trade. I was just walking from one end of the corridor to the other and carrying the message. I think for us, we've gone through it 50 or 100 times a trade over a 15-year period. So we're experienced in that. From a player's perspective, it's usually their first time to trade. So there is a lot of unknown. They see a lot written in the media and they can take note of that. So constant communication with them, reassurance, making them understand that each step of the way and the likelihood of it getting done. It's very much with all things with management. As you know, managing expectations is really important.
Yeah. There is a perception associated with agents that all they seem to care about is doing deals. How do you assist your clients with the welfare side of things, especially during stressful times such as the trade period?
They're more and more reliant on their agent for that welfare support as well. Again, it's that understanding of what happens outside of footy, what they're doing off field from an education point of view, guidance. As you know, an agent can be often the first port of call when something goes right or wrong. So it's constantly being there for them, that shoulder to lean on, and it's really our wealth of experience and being able to impart that on each player.
Is the welfare more important now than what it was, say, 10 or 15 years ago? Do you think the role of the agent in terms of welfare and support?
I think probably with the advent of the emergence of social media. I think obviously that with that comes great marketing opportunities, but at the same stage, spectators and fans have got more of a voice. And if you see what the players are being spoken of in the socials, that can have quite a negative impact, and players come to us for guidance and advice.
And last question, what is the biggest misconceptions that fans have about the trade period?
I think it can be a little bit about everything that gets reported in the media is always factual. And there's just so much going on. There's so many journalists who do an amazing job, but there's so much that happens around it, again, to the point where it actually doesn't get off the ground sometimes. And contracts are extremely valuable. It's not as simple as, a player demanding and getting what it's done. There's been examples in the past of players not being moved in contracting and clubs standing their ground. So I think maybe the misconception at the moment is contracts aren't worth anything. They're worth everything.
Thanks for sharing those insights, Winston, and I think that's a side of the AFL trade process that fans don't often get to see. Best of luck over the next few days.
Thanks, Catherine. Been great.